Welcome back guys to Escape from Tarkov, and today we are going to be showcasing off how to level up some of those most important skills for Escape from Tarkov's PVE mode, because there are a ton of really annoying skills that are going to be a pain in the backside for you to be able to level up, and we want to make it as less painful in leveling them up so that you don't have to go through that pain. So without further ado, let's take a look at what these skills are, which ones are important to level up as quickly as possible, and which ones are going to give you the most benefit out of them all. So number one is endurance strength. Both of these, they're probably the most impactful thing to your games because they both slow you down in your raids because you're having to stop, you're having to, take a break to recover your stamina, and also the fact that you're gonna, get to the point where taking in two weapons is just not feasible, etc. And it just becomes a bit of a pain in the backside. So if we can level these up as quickly as possible, then yeah, it's just going to make things easier. Now, there's no easy way to level up endurance in terms of being able to get it to max really quickly. It is a skill that takes a while. There is a really effective way to level up your endurance, however, but it does require something a bit different, but we can showcase off some things that you can do in PvE specifically if you don't want to do the other tip, which is going to be like the best method to level up your endurance. This is basically playing Arena. Arena has like boosted rates of how much you're going to actually get skills leveled up, and whilst you might not like playing Arena, it is just generally the best way to level up your statistics. It works in PvE mode, so if you play PvE and you have Arena available to you, or simply you got some of the ref tasks which themselves actually give you days where you can play Arena specifically, so they usually give you like 3 days of time on Arena to go and play it for free, so you don't have to purchase the Arena mode. But if you do have Arena, or you purchase Arena, you want to play it or whatever, it is just the best way to level up endurance because of the fact that you're never overweight in Arena, and it has like, I'm able to get like half a level within like a couple of raids, a couple of games even. So if you're playing like free-for-all, which tends to be the best one, you're constantly running around, you're constantly running from spawn, and because it has way better rates, you don't get like capped like you do in a raid where you can only get 6 points or 5 points ish roughly in one singular raid, taking you like 20 different raids to be able to get points. Arena doesn't really have that, and so you can constantly level up your endurance and you can constantly level up your strength. However, strength doesn't really work in Arena because you're not that overweight in the general sense anyway. So Arena is really good for not only endurance, but it's also great for any of your actual main components. Things like SMGs or any of those sorts of things are also going to be improved because of the fact that you get boosted rates, and also the fact that you're constantly in engagements where you are constantly firing, and because rifles, for example, do give you points based on how many times you hit an opponent or whatever, that you're constantly improving those too. So for a task where I needed LMG skills to be leveled up, I just played Arena and I was able to level up like 3 times in like 4 different Arena matches, which is incredible considering I spent like 10 matches just trying to level up once on the LMGs, maxing out about 6 points in a single raid, each singular raid that I actually did, where I was specifically focusing on reloading my weapon and using LMGs. It was just the best method to level up a specific one of these. And also, yeah, endurance is like the biggest benefit to playing Arena, unfortunately. But there's a few things that we can do if you don't have Arena, or simply just refuse to play Arena. That's absolutely fine. So obviously endurance is given to you based on the fact that you're overweight. If you're overweight, you don't get endurance XP. So if you start a raid and you're already overweight, which is very easy to do. I mean, my character right now is already overweight and I am taking in like nothing basically. I have 33.5 kilos and I'm already overweight. I'm going to have the overweight status because down here it's orange, and that is meaning that I am overweight, which means I won't gain XP on my endurance when I first start the raid. Now, the best thing that you can possibly do is to take in some stimulants which are going to give you additional weight carrying capacity, because stimulants themselves do give you certain things. So for example, 3 BTG gives me an additional 10 strength levels, which is pretty darn good. But obviously strength levels give you increased carrying capacity or carrying weight. So the overweight status effect is based on the percentage of your overall carrying capacity. So what we can do here is, if we grab up a mule stim, for example, the mule stim is going to give you 50% increased weight limit. So if I want to level up my endurance, I basically take in 1 mule every single raid. It lasts for 15 minutes because it has 900 second duration. So I've got 15 minutes where I'm going to have 50% more carry weight, which means I'm not going to be overweight at the beginning of the raid and for the first 15 minutes. So this is something I would recommend bringing in as soon as you can get access to a mule. Similarly, we also have 2A2 BTGs as well, which are going to give you increased weight limit. And not so much, it gives you 15%. As opposed to 50% increase from a mule. But it also gives you attention leveled up by 10 and perception level up by 10. So that's also going to help with some other things as well. So this is really, really big for just generally improving how much weight carrying capacity you actually have, and therefore how much you're going to level up your endurance. It is not so good for leveling up strength, funnily enough, because of the fact that you are not going to be overweight, and strength is leveled up by moving around with the overweight status effect. So in order to level up strength, the best thing that you can do, if you have already leveled up your endurance or you got to a point where you're kind of happy with it, you can run SJ6s or Trimadol or Meldonin. All of these are going to give you increases to how long you can run for. So you can see the Meldonin gives you stamina recovery of 0.5 per second. And you've also got increases to strength by +10 and +20 endurance, which is going to be pretty darn big for saving yourself some energy, and so you can keep running whilst overweight for longer, which is the key thing. So doing that is pretty much the main ways that you can level up endurance and strength. It is just generally the best way. There's no easy way to level up. I mean, I am level 42, and because of PvE being the fact that you don't really take in small gear, you're always taking in a big backpack, for example, which weighs quite a bit. You're taking in, good armor and rigs and stuff because, you don't really get taken out that much. You're not losing, you're not risking anything. And then the weapons, you could be taking in slightly like SMGs, for example, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, those are the key ways to level up your strength and endurance on PvE specifically. Health, vitality, stress resistance, all of these three can be leveled up by playing arena again, massively. I leveled up my vitality and my stress resistance very quickly on arena because vitality is improving the chances of surviving a wound by decreasing the possibility of bleeding through the critical damage of a body part. So this is improved by sustaining various bleedings and injuries, which if you're in PvE, typically you'll find that when you take damage you're usually instantly taken out because of the fact that AI work in that way. They're not kind of missing a lot, and so you don't often get that many hits onto you. Usually you just instantly take out the AI straight away and then they never actually hit you. So this is very difficult to level up. In arena, you're constantly getting your leg taken off, your arm taken off, etc. You're constantly bleeding, and so this levels up much quicker. Stress resistance is the same thing. This is improved by receiving damage, having the pain status effect without using painkillers also improves this skill. So both of these two are very easy to level up on arena. And then your health is indirectly improved by leveling the strength, endurance and vitality skills. So basically all of those that we've talked about, strength, endurance, vitality, this will just level up as you go. Metabolism, another great one. This one generally in PvE levels up really, really quickly, and you don't need to focus on doing it. But if you did really want to level this one up, there is a little bit of a cheese method that you can do. And all you need is, for example, mayo. You can grab up mayo. Here we go. And mayo itself reduces your hydration by -99. So all you do is you grab a mayo, you purchase a ton of them, and then you just sit there and you eat mayo, and then you drink water, and you eat mayo, and you drink water, and you eat mayo, and you drink water, and you constantly eat and use water. And that way you're basically constantly eating, and it's going to level up your metabolism really, really, really quickly. And it's kind of a cheese method that you can use. It is kind of expensive because you're constantly having to buy mayo, but it's absolutely possible to do. Next thing, perception, attention, and search. So all three of these skills are really, really powerful when you kind of max them, because of the fact that they increase your looting speed. So it saves you a ton of time in your raids. But there's some things that we can do with these that are basically going to be super, super beneficial. So for attention and perception, perception is improved by finding and picking up any item. So this is just random loose loot that is in there. So yeah, just basically picking those up off of the floor. This can be leveled up quite quickly. All you have to do is basically just run around, pick up anything. You can pick up things and drop them. I'd highly recommend doing that. And then we also have the attention skill, which is by searching containers and bodies. So the best thing that you can do here is when you take out a scav, regardless of if you want to pick anything up, you just go over there, you hit F on the body or whatever, or the container, and then you just do the search of it. And then you don't pick anything up. And that is really, really powerful. And the same with search skill is improved by searching containers. Now, all of these things can be leveled up even more if we focus on something that's going to give us the max level. Now, to begin with, you're not going to be able to get the max level of attention, perception, and search, even with stimulants. However, with stimulants at level like 20, if you've got search skill at level 20, or you've got attention at level 20, what we can use is the stim that I actually have here. It's the 3BTJ or BTG, and this one gives us plus 30 to attention, plus 30 to perception, which means I will end up getting max perception and I will get max attention because of the fact that we are level 22 and I'm level 25. So in doing that, it elites the skill, which gives us an additional effect. So for attention, it actually gives us a chance to instantly search the container, giving us all of the search XP that we would have got for searching individually, saving us lots and lots and lots and lots of time in our raids. So attention, really, really powerful in PvE. You can instant search containers at max level. So the quicker we can get this to level 20, the better. And you can do that simply by using the 3BTG in the first place, which I'd highly recommend anyway, because it just improves the speed at which you're looting. So you might as well just improve that as quickly as possible. And even if you're not getting the max elite skill of it, the fact that you're searching faster is going to be a big benefit to you. And perception, of course, is going to increase your loot detection radius by 44%. So this also helps. It allows you to see the white dot from further away and be able to see things. And then, of course, search skill is essentially enabling you to be able to search containers, find what's in those containers faster. It's going to search the items quicker if you don't instantly search the container with that stim if you haven't got level 20. So the faster we get that one up, the better. You're going to have much bigger search speed. You can go all the way up to 50% increased search speed, which is pretty darn good. And then that is pretty much the main things with regards to PvE, specifically gameplay wise. However, there's a few other things. So crafting, you see I've got plus 33 points, and I did this completely AFK, completely away from doing anything. But the key thing with crafting is it reduces your item crafting time by a decent amount. It's like 0.8 per level or something like that. So you can get 50 levels of this, and then you elite the skill after 50. You don't get any extra bonuses past that. And then it reduces all cyclic production time, excluding the Bitcoin farm. So this is really good for crafting things in your hideout. The higher your crafting level, the better. But the way to level this one up is to go into your hideout and simply just craft everything. It also counts for putting in fuel. So if you've got fuel, make sure that you just stack up fuel so it's constantly in there. You want to put in your air filtering unit, so making sure that you've got these in there is going to give you benefits, and then just constantly crafting items in your hideout. So, you know, if you've got a booze generator, put in the moonshine in. If you've got a water collector, put in the water filters in there, making sure that you're crafting at the same time. So, you know, turning a small bottle of water into a bigger bottle of water. You know, all of these crafts, just making sure that you do just constantly keep going with all of these crafts, and then, you know, focusing on putting in these ones on. So you can see we've got Intel Center, I've put that one on. Workbench, we've got this magnet producing, and then we'd go over to the laboratory, we'd make sure that we're producing something else, and, you know, going over, sending off scav cases, putting in a cultist circle, making sure that we're using the med case, constantly sending that out as soon as we get that back. And these are just going to give us more XP and level us up quicker, because, yeah, it's going to take a long time to level up your crafting to level 50, even if you are doing this. So just make sure when you come off for the night that you're putting on a long ass craft, and that, yeah, you just basically keep those going throughout the time. Hideout management is improved by crafting items and upgrading zones in the hideout. So once again, going to be improved by just crafting items at the same time. Me personally, I've already upgraded all of my hideout to the max level. So yeah, it's basically just crafting mainly, and upgrade your hideout to the max level of everything. Weapon maintenance is kind of beneficial, but the key way to level this one up is the fact that you're just, you know, when you go into a raid and you see that someone has, for example, one of the people that you've taken out, they have a weapon that is really low durability, you know, it's like 40 out of 95 or something like that, where you can repair it. It's not so beneficial if, for example, this one was 95 out of 95, because we can't repair it, whereas this we are able to repair. So I basically just keep myself a weapon repair kit at all times, and we just repair every single weapon. Even if you don't want it, I'll drag out pistols and we'll just constantly repair them that we find in the raid, and then I just sell them off straight away afterwards. Not only are you going to make some money, but you're also going to level up your weapon maintenance skill at the exact same time. So make sure that you are doing that. You can see we've got 0.1 to our levels there. And then everything else is kind of just going through your raids. Mag drills, for example, is just improved by unloading, loading, and checking mags. So just make sure that you do load mags occasionally. It is pretty decent, the benefits that you get from doing this, because you're going to be able to load your mags faster, and yeah, that's pretty darn beneficial, especially when you're in those clutch situations where you're like, damn it, I've got no ammo left, I need to pack a mag somewhere in the middle of a fight or something like that. Then yeah, it could literally be the saving grace between you getting taken out or not. And then that's basically the main things. Like, there's not a huge amount else that is going to give you a massive like benefit, to be honest. But yeah, if you just focus on doing those, you're going to be in a good place. And that's just as simple as it gets. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like it, and of course subscribe if you want to follow me on Twitch, where we'll be streaming pretty much every day. You can do that in the description of the video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.